So the time has finally come when we get to tidy up our front garden. So come along with us today and see as we trim back the edges, put some mulch down, and just, tweak the flowers a little bit so they can be their best. It's going to take some time, so come along with us as we journey and see exactly what's going to happen. Are you ready? And if you've never been here before, my name is Marlene. Welcome everyone to my home and garden channel. Now let's get started. So guys, this is how it started out for us. Over here you can see that we really need to get going on this. We have a lot of spent blooms from the camellia right here that bloom so beautifully in the winter. But now it's time to clean up, and it's also a little bit overgrown too, so we're going to have to get that taken care of. That's a container garden right there. It needs a little more TLC on it to get it to be even better than it is. And over here we have some lilies that have not opened up yet. We have some salvia over there. This one's a perennial, but it does need to be deadheaded a little bit. And behind it, more lilies and also some orange Asiatic lilies and lots of roses right there, which do need to be trimmed back a little bit because those are older blooms. We also have a boxwood right here that's a little bit out of shape. We have more lilies right there, and off to the side we have some beautiful these are iris, Dutch iris. They're finished blooming already, but look at this right here, guys. This is the main eyesore in my garden right now. This boxwood is dying back, so we're gonna need to get it taken out. You can see how it's looking right there. See, the problem with boxwoods and some conifers is that when they have dieback and you try to like shape them, sometimes it could take years if they ever recover, and get those pots filled in. It may take a few months in some cases, but we didn't want to take a chance on it, so we decided we're just going to go ahead and take it out, which we'll do further down in the video. Sorry. Over here now we have the roses, just to give you a closer look on what they're looking like. They were so gorgeous when the early spring came, but there are newer ones coming out, of course, but the older ones, you can see the spent bloom, so we need to go in and take those off. And roses actually love when you deadhead them or prune them back a little bit. It just revitalizes them more, especially if you give them some food, some rose plant food or, some slow release plant food that's going to help them, which we'll talk about a little further in the video as well. So keep watching. But we're going to go in and take out all of those, spent ones, just trim them back a little bit so the plant can be revitalized. So over here now, this is the camellia. We're going to just take a little bit off the side just to kind of even it out a little bit. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to go in and do some pruning on some of the branches that are in there. And for that, I like to just use my, my pruners to go in and take them off. Just take out the thicker ones that we want to just take it off to alter the shape of it. We're going to take a little bit off the bottom as well too. Not too much though. Just enough for it to look a little bit refreshed. And the best time to do this, of course, is in the early summer, late spring. And always bear in mind that you want to have a nice sharp pair of pruners when you're doing this. If yours is looking a little older, rusty, jagged or whatever, it's a great time to get one. And I'll link this in the description box. So over here now, my husband is going in with the edge trimmers and just going in and taking the top off so it can be a little nicer on top. Of course, I can't reach on top of it. I would need a ladder just like he does, but he prefers doing the higher level stuff. So I'm just like, okay. Over here now we have the myrtle, and it has some little side branches coming off, and these really need to be taken off because if you leave them, then they're going to get larger and larger as the years go by, and sometimes they can rub on each other and cause the plant to have like fungal diseases. You may see a part of the stem rotting out and all of that. So it's good to just go in and cut them and try to go as close to the main trunk as you can, just to have a clean look right there. And as best as you can, try to cut it at a slant, but whatever you're able to do just to clean it up a little bit will definitely go a long way. And over here now I'm going in and deadheading some of these, the pentas right here, just taking off some of the spent blooms, because this plant, the more you deadhead is the more you get out of it. Just like the roses, it's like it sends a signal to them and they just open up and just give you some wonderful blooms. So right here, guys, you can see how it's looking right here, that this mulch really needs to be cleared off. It's long overdue. We've just been so busy getting lots of work done on the yard and the house in general, and so it's taking up a lot of time. And so we're just coming in now to get this handle and being careful, of course, not to damage my little rose bush right here. This was not blooming for a few years, and I can see a little bud coming up there. So I'm so excited that this is happening for me again with this. So we have to be so careful with it. And this rose, I'm telling you guys, is one of the sweetest smelling flowers that is in my garden. It is just absolutely wonderful, and I cannot wait till that bloom opens up. I'll probably do a short video showing it to you how it looks as well too. So over here we're going in, and this is a kind of rake that we like to use. It really works very well to clear off the mulch. And this is what we're going to be using over here, the brown one. And we actually got these a few weeks ago when they had 5 for 10 at Home Depot, not sponsored. But we just thought we had to get them and put them down until we were ready, which we are now. And we normally recommend that you put, I would say about 2 to 3 inches of mulch, when you're putting it down, just to be sure it's thick enough, not too thin, but not too thick at the same time. So great to smother weeds and, retain moisture. It doesn't look like a lot from this angle, guys, but it really was so much. We got quite a few of the big black bags full with it. So now it's on to our boxwood. So sad to see it go, but we had to do this. Right here, my husband is using the mini Saker chainsaw. And I did a video on this showing you this product, unboxing and going through all the steps, and it absolutely worked so well. It's very small, very lightweight, easy to handle. I've used it myself a few times, and I absolutely love it. So I will put that playlist, the product playlist, and it will be in that playlist if you wanted to get more details about it. This is not sponsored by them. That video, I think it was, but either way, it's a wonderful product. So once we got it out, we had to go in and clear the mud, I should say the clay away from the roots, because it was kind of clayey right there. So we went in and we dug it out and then went in with a saw and cut it out. And it was really, this tree was kind of stubborn, this shrub, it was stubborn. It really didn't want to come out. So we had to, you had a tough time getting it out, but eventually we did. So that was the main thing. And the soil is a little bit heavy right here, because if you can see the downspout comes right there. So we'll have to get that angle a different way to prevent that from happening. But now we have a gap right there that we have to fill. So we're going to be using this little guy right here from the backyard, because we're doing work at the backyard. So we're going to use it for that purpose. And before I go any further, guys, I just wanted to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you have never done so before. I do lots of gardening topics, tips and tours, and I just love to exchange ideas with fellow gardeners and also to encourage newer gardeners as they come along. Be sure to hit the notification bell twice. And if you like this t-shirt, or you just wanted to show extra support to my channel, you can get one on the tab that says shop, or you can just look where the little shopping bag is and you can get one that way. So over here now, we did put some slow release plant food on, in the soil before we added in the boxwood that we're adding in there. So slow release is on the left, fast relief is on the middle and right. Just to show you a couple of examples of what the slow relief fertilizers can be, and they really help your shrubs so well. Plants in general, but the shrubs even more so. So I'm going to be using this one, that brand, and we're going to go ahead and get that done. Just to show you what it looks like if you've never used a slow release fertilizer before. It has one side that you pour and one side that you shake, depending on what you're wanting to do. And just to show you what it looks like, and I would basically say that it looks like, to me, like coriander seeds, but firmer, of course. And that's how they look. And you just, it's going to give you the information on the back. It tells you, like how long it lasts for there. But it's also going to give you the information on the box, like how many tablespoons you need based on the size container you're using, or if you're putting it in the ground, how many square feet it covers. So now that we've done all of that, guys, it's time for us to look at the reveal. And just before we do, though, just to remind you of where we're coming from, how it all started, you can see again how the mulch needed to be cleared. My little rose bush right there. Camellia needed to be cleaned up a little bit. Rose is deadheaded. So we had quite a few things that we had to do down here. We needed to do a little deadheading for a container. And let's see, now we have the salvia there and all the other plants that needed deadheading and cleaning up, like our boxwood right here. More lilies again, and just to get everything cleaned up. So now let's go ahead and take a look to see how it all turned out. So this is what it's looking like right here, guys. Now the lilies have opened up. So of course, I'm so excited that they are out and looking so gorgeous. You can see that we have lots of white, but we also have lots of color in there as well too. From another angle, you can see the mulch, how everything looks so nice and fresh and clean. I'm telling you, it's just like you gave something a facelift. And you're not seeing them right now. The day was very overcast, but a lot of pollinators are coming into the lilies as well. You can see the shape of the camellia. We didn't take too much off, but enough for it to, you know, look pretty decent. And over here you can see that we have a bee on the pentas. Another closer look right here. They just absolutely love this plant. So if you wanted something that's going to bring pollinators in, and they are available at your garden center. They are an annual, but they do such a wonderful job, and they're just so pretty. They come in so many different colors. I've tried lighter pinks, I've seen purples, whites, you know, just so many different options are available for you there. So I'd say definitely give it a go. So looking further in now, you can see that some more lilies are left to be open, and once the lilies, you can see the coneflower right there, that it's coming up, and those are going to get to be maybe like about, I'd say 2.5 to 3 feet tall. So when the lilies, you know, have finished blooming and we cut them back, you know, like the blooms, those are going to take over and give us lots of color towards the front. Over here we have some more lilies to the side, and now we're going to zone in to see what happened in that spot. So over here now we have our boxwood right there, and we did not trim this back because it's getting established, so we would not try to prune it down any further until maybe like another year or so. So this is another view from this side. You can see the our front porch in the background there. Now this garden, guys, is sun. It's full sun. But just to say that, let's say your garden is shaded, you do have options. I did talk about impatiens in my last video, so I will link it at the end for you if you wanted to, you know, feel in a shady garden. Those would be the best options for you. So I was saying that my front porch is in the back right there. And so we're hoping to do a video of a summer refresh for the porch. You can see how they're coming in very nice. I think they look so gorgeous. This right here is a video that I did when I started them out, just putting them in. You can see how little they were. And I'll go ahead and link it at the end for you, or link it in the description box so you can see how it all started out. So I hope that this gave you some great ideas to refresh your garden for late spring into summer, depending on when you're watching this. And if there's anything that I missed, be sure to put it in the comments. I'll be happy to take a look at it and address it in upcoming videos. If you had any questions, you know, about anything that you wanted to understand more details about, or a video you'd like to see me do based on what we did here. And I want to thank my husband so much for being a part of this and to help me with this, because of course it would be so difficult for me to do that by myself. And thank you so much for signing up for my channel membership. It means a lot. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy gardening, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Take care.